This is my second try recording this video. The last one was 20 minutes long and I feel like I repeated myself a lot. So yeah, I am doing this video where I want to talk about how to come out to your family as a different gender, because I got this question on Instagram. And I do want to deal with it in a proper way. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my backstory so that you can know where I'm coming from. I was already out in 2017, so when I was 16, I came out for the first time. For some reason, well, not for some reason, there's multiple reasons that I'm not gonna get into right now, went back into the closet. I do not want to talk about the specifics because I don't want to hurt people who unintentionally hurt me back then, and I do not feel like it's gonna make anything better or worse for that matter. After 4 years of not being out, I came out again. It's been a year now since I actually officially outed myself and found my name, and I am incredibly grateful for everyone who has been here for that experience, for everyone who has been guiding me, who has been having my back, and supporting me because frankly, obviously there's a lot that comes with that. There's a lot of shit you have to deal with, and one of those things is coming out to people. Especially coming out to people who have known you all your life. And that makes it very hard sometimes. So I will try to keep this brief and try to explain how to come out to people who have known you all your life, like your family, well, in most cases all your life, and how to deal with the surrounding things that come with coming out to your family. So I think to understand why it took me so long to come back out, or why I even went back into the closet, it has a lot to do with coming out at a young age and the judgment that comes with that. I, for example, always had the feeling that people around me thought it was a phase. I was also multiple times actually told that by people, and it made me very insecure. That had a big impact on me later in life, trying to figure out what exactly I identify as, because every time I would get an idea of what I felt comfortable with, my brain would automatically tell me this could just be a phase. Maybe I'm taking up space in a community that I don't belong in. Maybe I'm making it harder for all of my family members. I'm making it harder for my friends. I am being a problem here, which that is something that I want to take away from you right now as far as I can, because it's bullshit. Frankly, it's bullshit. You are not being a problem by being yourself. You are not being a problem by changing your pronouns, your gender identity, any of that. You are not being a problem. The problem is the people. Well, the problem are the people who don't accept you. And the problem are the people that make a problem out of it. Because frankly, learning somebody's pronouns and name is work, but it's also just human decency and respect. Me as a trans person, I am very tired. And I don't mean that in a physical way, although I sleep very bad at the moment. I am incredibly tired of having to validate myself every time all over again, just because I hear someone say that being trans is a trend, or that my gender identity isn't valid because I used to play with Barbies when I was a child. All of that has nothing to do with my gender identity. Being trans is not a trend. You're not riding on a wave of trend high of LGBTQ rights. You're not dependent on society to validate your identity. You are who you are because you feel like you are whoever you are. It is not a complicated state of having to go through a process where people actually validate your gender. Although I get how hard it is to get to that stage of self-acknowledgement without people validating you from the outside. I am privileged enough to say that I have been with a lot of friends who have validated me in my identity and who have been there for me and accepted me for whoever the fuck I wanted to be. And it is important to remember that when you come out to people who may or may not feel like, because they have known you all your life, they can determine your identity better than you can.
I'm gonna preface this by saying that I'm a non-expert. Like, I also just came out. Like, I didn't plan it. Sometimes it helps to plan it, though. It is good to be in a situation where they probably don't feel overwhelmed. It is probably good to be in a context that is comforting for them as well as for you. Maybe don't do it over dinner in a fancy restaurant. Maybe don't do it somewhere where you can't flee from the social situation. Don't do it in a stuck elevator. I don't know, in a stuck elevator. Do it somewhere where you feel safe and comfortable and where you can pull yourself out of the situation if it gets too rough. That is very important.
So let's get to a point where practically you're actually talking to your family about your identity. For those who can do it in person, I am saying right now, please, if you feel like you are uncomfortable, you feel threatened, you feel like you don't want to be in that situation anymore, please remove yourself from the situation. It is perfectly fine, it is absolutely understandable, and you have every right to not be in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or threatened. If you're financially or physically or in any way dependent on your family, please take care of yourself first and think about how endangered you are in the situation. Are you safe to come out? Like, even if it's not going good, like, do you think you are safe? If you feel unsafe but you still want to do it, please take someone with you. Please be sure that you have a backup, like somebody who can pull you out of the situation, who can protect you both emotionally and physically. Take someone who you've been out to for a while or who very much accepts you for who you are and you've been out to. So all of that is good. Also, if you don't feel like you can do it alone in general, just take someone with you who you feel comfortable with. That always helps. I think it's especially good when it's someone your parents or your family already know, because, for a longer time, because people like to connect identities to phases in life and then to the people that you're with. So it helps to have them have an anchor point apart from you that is supporting you. That should not be a thing, because your word about yourself should count the most, but sometimes it helps. What is also nice is to try to start the conversation in a you don't just blurt it out. You try to stay calm and explain the situation. And then there is something that you definitely have to prepare for, which is questions. There will probably be a lot of questions. There will probably be some uncomfortable, weird questions that you please do not feel like you have to answer those, but it might help to answer those. In general, it always helps to have an open mind if you're expecting somebody else to have an open mind. But that does not mean that you have to overstep your personal boundaries. Please remember that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. The thing I'm gonna close with is you are valid in your identity no matter if you get accepted or not by your family members. Remember that you are loved and accepted for who you are in this community, and that you will always have friends and chosen family who will contribute to that acceptance. If you need anything, I am here. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I was helpful in any way. Or if you need something else from me. I like to talk about these topics. I like to talk about queerness. So if you have any more questions that you would like me to answer, let me know. I'm just vibing on the bathroom floor answering some queers. So I love and accept you, and I hope that everything goes well for you. See you next time. Bye-bye. I will call this format Q&A. I'm sure somebody else has done that, but also I'm sitting on the bathroom floor. What a great place to do this.